podcast, The Right Coach, and today we're talking about the blog post blueprint and how you can create a post using WordPress. So today I have created the blog post blueprint for you. What elements create the perfect blog post? Well, the first one, of course, great content. You want to give value to your reader by putting great illustrations, some stories, stats, anything that's going to give it more interest. Or, like I do, I give some simple instructions to help you with different things or to help you with your writing. And today, of course, the writing we're talking about is writing a blog. So you want to do things that will help your readers or share stories that are going to intrigue and have your readers continue reading your post time after time, week after week when you write. The second thing you're going to do is use a headline optimizer. This helps you see how well your title ranks and what is best by testing the link. So you go to this link and you click on that. And so like mine is blog post blueprint using WordPress. And I'm choosing the category of education, but there's food and dining. Depending upon what your blog is, personal care and service it might fall under, or media and communications. So whatever category your post falls under, make sure that you put that in there. And you hit I'm going to hit education, submit for analysis. Now mine is at 40%, which is about average. 50 to 75 is better. But because I want to attract people with the blog post blueprint, I'm going to keep that one. So this one's just a way to see where you're at. Now, if you're down in the 15s, 20s, and 30s, you may want to work on your title by testing new ones. And you just can go down here and hit analyze another headline and start over and try it again. And you may need to try 3 or 4. And sometimes it's just tweaking one word. I was working on a blog post the other week, and changing it by one word, I went from 22% to 50%. So it was one little like itty bitty word, it was nothing major. So you just need to keep tweaking it. And the reason that's important is you want your title to grab people's attention. Now people who blog, I feel like this is something that's going to grab their attention. Now the next thing is choose a feature image. You either want to find one on a website like this, Pixabay, FreeDigitalNet, Photos.net, or you can create one yourself on Canva. I love to create images on Canva. I do a lot of them for my Facebook post as well as for Twitter. And like this, I created in Canva. It really is a great way to help make things look really nice and sharp on your website, on your memes, for your social media, or for featured images in your post. Now in WordPress, if you want to put a featured image in, this is your regular default editor here, and you go down and you hit featured image. I'm going to remove this right now and then go back and add it, and it just takes you to your media. And you choose, and if you saw in there, you could also choose a link if you have a URL link. Now remember, with images, you need to make sure that you have the rights to use them. If you just go grab an image off the internet and it's somebody else's copyrighted image, they can come and take the time to sue you and for damages for using their picture without paying them. So you need to make sure that if you're using a site like Pixabay, they have pictures on there for free. And then there is the pictures that you want that you can do on your own. Of course, then you don't have to worry about. There's also the site where you can pay for images too. There's a couple of sites where you can pay for images. So if you want to do something like that, long as you have the rights and privilege to use it, that's what's important. You want to format your post. That's the next thing. Make it easy to read. This is huge for me. I do not like going to a website and the font's little and it's all mushed together and there's just a bunch of plain old paragraphs and you really can't tell what's what. You want subtitles, and you want to do a couple different things with your subtitles. You want to make it a different color, and what I like to do is obviously coordinate the color with my logo and the theme of my blog here that I have on the rightcoach.biz. Or you can just make it bigger or bold it. But do something to set it apart so that it looks different. You want to make it a size or two larger than your paragraphs. If you can choose, I prefer 22 to 24 font size. And you want to put one about every 2 to 4 paragraphs because this makes it very easy to skim and read. Your paragraphs, you want to make sure that they're a 14 to 18 point size font for your post, or it depends on the font how big it needs to be. But you want to make sure it's readable on devices because remember, people are reading things on tablets, on cell phones, and if it has a teeny tiny font, they're going to have to zoom in and then scroll back and forth on the page just to read. And some people don't have the patience to do that and won't do that. So you need to make sure that you have a good size font so people can read it. Then the last thing is I love my paragraphs to be justified versus left justify. Where left justify, you're going to have dangling ends here. Justified, it's straight. You see that straight edge right there? That is what is justified. These are justified, but it's a shorter sentence, so of course it's not straight. Let me show you in my other post I have right here. You can see all my text is justified. And that gives a nice clean look. You see I've got my subtitles are larger, they're a different color, you can scan it. And of course in this post I did bullet points because there's a lot of things that were going on with this post. And so I wanted to make it easy for someone to read and to scroll through and know what to do step by step. I also share on Facebook Live a lot of times, or like today I'm creating a video and then what I do is I go on Facebook Live and I will let everybody know that I have created a video and you'll be able to watch this video right here. And of course if you're watching this video, that's probably where you're watching it, right here on this post, and I appreciate it. So the next thing that you want to make sure, well, first before I go to the next thing, subtitles and paragraphs. So I use a Thrive theme and Thrive Content Builder. You can see there it says edit with Thrive Content Builder. That's a different theme that creates, I have a lot of customization I can do to my site using that. If you are not using a theme like that, you're just using the standard default editor in WordPress, you still have options. So subtitle here, I made this a heading 3. And depending upon your theme, and there may be some plugins, you can choose your different font style and colors and everything. But if you don't have any customization, you're using the basic default editor, you can still make your blog look great. I used the default editor for years. I just transferred over to Thrive themes last year towards the end of the year. You can see the subtitle I wrote out, and I made it a heading 3. And then you can go in and you can give it a color. Oh, well, you got to highlight it first and change it to that color. Then paragraph, there's the paragraph size, header 4 and header 5. Those two are other options that you can use instead of the paragraph. So if maybe you want it a little bit bigger than the paragraph size, or the header 4, if you want it a little bit bigger than the paragraph font size, you can use header 4 or 5. So I'm going to save this and we're going to preview this blog post so that you can see what we have here. I'm waiting for it to save, okay? And then I'm going to come over here and hit refresh. So you can see my featured image is up here. And there's my subtitle, there's paragraph, there's header 4 and header 5. You can see header 4 is not too much smaller than this is actually header 3 here, and then header 5. So if you want your text to be that big, that's fine, or you can do paragraph. You just need to play with it on your post and see. And what I like to do is I keep one tab open, and here's where I'm working on the post, and I keep the other tab open. I hit this preview post and tell it to open it up in a new tab, and then you just hit refresh anytime you make a change, and you'll be able to see the changes that you've made over here in the editor. And so this is where you're going to be working on your post, and then over here you can see how it looks for everybody. And so I like that. So the next thing, that you want to do is click to tweet. There are a couple different ways that you can use click to tweet. There are plugins that you can put in on your WordPress that will allow you to create a click to tweet box like this, or a link. And then like I said, I have Thrive themes that I use to create my blog post with, and this little box is a feature in Thrive theme. So I'll show you how that works. I'll scroll down. Here is my box. Over here, these are all the options I have to put into my blog post. These do all kinds of different things. But right here, quote share is the one that's the Twitter box. And I just drag it over there where I want it. And you see it's a different color. I click on it. I can change the background color. And then as you can see, I save my favorite colors in here. I don't have to go searching for them or typing them in. The button color, I want blue, and then I'm going to change this text color because you see it's gray. If you leave it alone, it's when you highlighted it, and I want it to be white. So there I'm ready to type in my tweet. And this automatically knows where was it? Why did I put it in here? Oops, sorry. That little button always gets me. So you can put in here. I can put in, it does the @ symbol already, Joyce_glass is my Twitter handle, and I can add a custom URL there. So that's how that works in Thrive themes. And then I just hit save changes. If you do not have Thrive themes, you still can use click to tweet. You can make it a hyperlink. So you go to clicktotweet.com, and I'm going to grab this right here is my Twitter, or my tweet I want to tweet, and then I'm going to add my pretty link. You need to do, and I'll talk to you about this in just a second, a pretty link or a bit.ly link. Sorry, I can't type and talk at the same time. To create a shorter link to go in here. So here's my tweet. I added my shorter link. And what a pretty link is it's your website / and then this blueprint. This part you can create, and then they're in the pretty link light. It's a plugin for WordPress. You just search plugins under WordPress, and it will come up pretty link light, LITE, and it will let you create these custom links like this, or you can go to bit.ly.com, bit.ly.com, and create a short link, and it makes a little funky link. I personally prefer to use the custom pretty link if at all possible, but if that's still too long for my tweet, then I will go to the bit.ly link. And then you tell it to generate basic link, and it will, whoops, let me go back. There it is. So I'm going to copy that, and I go back over here, see my click to tweet, and I highlight that, put that there, open a new window, hit insert, and there it is. So hit save, and if you go over, and then I'm going to hit refresh, it actually should be in there because I had it in there. So you can have whatever you want to tweet, and then beside it, or if you make a little quote box, or however you want to do it, what I would do is I always make this click to tweet a different color and make it a hyperlink and click on it, and then there's my tweet, and they can retweet that right there onto their Twitter. The other thing to remember, you want to add your Twitter handle, so that way you'll be notified when somebody sends out a tweet about your post. Here's where you can use the bit.ly.com to create a shorter link to place it in your tweet, or use the plugin Pretty Link Lite. You can find that in WordPress plugins. So the next thing is you want to ask a question of your readers. At the end of the post, you want to engage your audience with a question to start a conversation in the comments. Put the question in a box, and you can see my example below here. How do you make your post more reader friendly? Share your comments, or share your answer in the Facebook comments below. And there's the Facebook comments, and they can add their comment there. Now, I do have a regular comment thing here on my website, but I prefer to use the Facebook. Again, this is something with Thrive Themes, but I think there are plugins for WordPress that you can add the comment plugin. Yes, it says Facebook Comments plugin. You can add that to your WordPress without having to have Thrive Themes. But that's just another option if you want to do that. But that way they can choose to post it. Because if you hit here, they can choose to post it also on Facebook. And then when it does post to Facebook, it will have a link back to the post that they're talking about, so people can click on it. So then you want to make sure that you respond to these links. Comments. When somebody comments, you want to comment back very positively as much as you can. Obviously, if you get any kind of weird comments, you can delete them. If there's something that's just either they're strange, not relevant, or it's a troll that's just making havoc on you, then you can obviously delete those. So the next thing that you want to do is have share buttons so that people can share. And you want to make this easy to share. People typically will not come up here, copy your link, go to Facebook or Twitter and share it. But if you make it easy for them, they will. Now, if they're on their phone, or like my phone and tablet in Safari, I can very easily share a link to a post. The great thing about this, in here, I have control over what they share. So here's the picture I've chosen, here's the text that I've chosen, and then they can just go in and write about it, and they're ready to go. Here, same thing in here, and here's my tweet. It's ready to go. And Google, because this link is not live yet, is not picking it up. So I'm not going to worry about that. But once I publish this, it will be live, and then you can share it. So if you have found this post helpful, I do hope that you will share it, and I appreciate it. And I'm glad you have come to Tips from the Right Coach today. I hope this helps you create a beautiful and perfect blog post. The other thing that I wanted to show people is over here in your regular editor, you can center, you can create color. Essentially, if you have used Word, this is the same thing as Word for the most part. Here's your undo and redo. You can make indents and decrease indents. You can clear formatting. Like if you copy and paste something in here, or something gets a little strange and it's not working right, you can just go on here and hit clear formatting, and see it took the color off, but it kept it that same size. But if I wanted to go back, I can go back in and I can change the color again. And then and always remember to hit save draft. But the big things you want to make sure is you do have a featured image. You do want to tag for SEO purposes. Look up keywords, or if you know the keywords for your post, you want to put those in here. You want to have categories for your post. Let me show you what I do with my categories. I make it easy for people to find posts. So if they want to find something about clarity, creating, completing, writing, or grammar, then they can just click on that. So here are all the posts that are under the writing category, and they can see them. So you want to have categories. You want to have it, make it in a way that's sensible and people can find them. You want to have links to other things. I am a member of the Write Academy team. I work with Peter and Colleen Wheatmartian as a part of the Write Academy, and you can see that on my site right here. And we help writers through the whole entire writing process with a monthly membership program. And this is at this website, thewriteacademy.com. And as you saw, that link is on my website. You can learn more about us and what we're doing. We're actually getting ready to change this right here to create your writing plan, and it's going to be a 4-week series to help you set up your writing plan for the year and give you some great tools and tips on writing. So check the Write Academy out. I hope this helps with your blog post, getting it ready. If you have any questions, please put down here in the comments. The same thing, this editor here, this regular editor, you can use all of these elements, and when I say elements, I mean you can use the headline optimizer, create great content, use the featured image, format your post, use click to tweet. Another way to use click to tweet is maybe even create a graphic with a hyperlink with the click to tweet, and on the graphic put click to tweet, so when they click on the picture, it sends it out there and they can tweet it. Hopefully that makes sense. What I'm saying is have the picture be a hyperlink, but have click to tweet on the picture so people know that that picture is a hyperlink to tweet for you. Always use your Twitter handle, shorten the link with either bit.ly or Pretty Link Lite. Ask questions. People are, be curious what other people are thinking, or let them share what's on their mind. And I want to hear what's on your mind. I hope this has helped you, and I look forward to seeing you next time on Tips from the Write Coach. Have a great day and talk with you soon.